So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made a game, a 3D online multiplayer game, in under 24 hours. I'm turning 30. I'm officially a boomer, and with this milestone, I want to knock off a few bucket list items, namely making a 3D online multiplayer game, and maybe another YouTube video, mostly because all my friends live out of state. But first, now, I actually haven't made a game in nearly a decade. But my last game was actually quite popular on the WebOS platform, and it had a ton of neat features. Though I am a software developer, and I have been programming since middle school using calculators. So we started off pretty basic, with the character flopping around like a fish. I locked the rotation and got the player behaving normally. Next, I started playing with some lights to try and improve the scene a bit. Then I decided to go ahead and add an enemy, so I had something to play with in the scene. After, I wrote up a Smash-inspired multi-target camera that keeps track of all the players in the room. Next, I wanted to move into the online multiplayer part, which meant I had to start with the menu sooner than I wanted. But I quickly added some buttons, compiled it, and got a second instance running. Soon enough, I could spawn inside the room with someone else. Next, I decided to make my platforms wider to prevent the characters from falling off. Then I went ahead and started working on giving the player a weapon, keeping our design simple still, just going with a very basic rectangle for the first revision.
Bruh.
Now the players were able to shoot each other, but there was no impact or damage yet, so it all started piling up. I also wanted to work on some particles for the bullets. I was going to go for a fiery trail for the first weapon. As you can tell, I'm quite big brain when it comes to particles. Here is a fun moment when I had 4 devices connected at once. Next, instead of reinventing the wheel, I decided to download a popular skybox and start playing around with the various shapes, positioning, and color. This was a lot of fun and instantly helped the game feel a lot more polished.
Wow!
Later on, time of day is synchronized across all players. I started playing around with building my own levels, but quickly changed my mind and went the procedural route. I got it working quickly, but made a bug which ended up giving it a really fun effect. After that was resolved, I moved on to finding some good environmental particle effects to up the ambience a bit. I really enjoy how the leaves and fireflies turned out. Given the ability to host the room, I didn't want the game to start immediately on load, so I came up with the idea to have a campfire for all the players to gather around before the match would begin. Next, I decided to add some basic UI, including a health bar, a gun stamina bar, and a header and subheader. Then I wrote some code to handle all the various match and round timers. After, I decided it was time to improve the menu a bit. So I did some quick research on mouse input and got the menu character firing the weapon. Then I began work on implementing player damage and projectile collision so they could actually hit their target. Then it dawned on me that I was missing camera shake on projectile impact, and I knew it would look great. I started working through the logic, but eventually took Bracky's advice and just added a popular shake library from GitHub. It worked out perfectly. I also added in all the various in-game announcements. Then I thought it would be fun to add a 20% chance of rain within the level generation. I also went ahead and added an HP animation to show when you have damaged another player. Next, I went on to find some sound effects to use.
Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fight!
As it was nearing completion, I decided it was time to attempt some background music. Now I hardly know anything about music theory, and have never produced music in my life.
1 hour later.
But I was able to come up with something I was decently happy with. It loops perfectly and it has been playing in the background of the video the entire time. Let me know your thoughts below. Then I moved on to some final refinements, including a pause menu to let you get back to the main menu. I also started using the player's name as the seed for the random platform generation to work across multiplayer. Now this game will be compatible with every device and console, including iPad multitasking, so responsiveness is key. And I added a mobile joystick and menu button that only shows up for iOS and Android devices. Both features turned out really well. In total, this challenge took around 23 collective hours to get into a playable state. I've been undecided on a name or where to take this project next. Some people fret over using too many pre-existing assets, but finishing a project is more important than self-ego. It's been a lot of fun making it, and I plan on adding to it over time. Obviously, I've ignored character design for the time being, but that will come later on. I'd also like to see user profiles and to integrate scoreboards, power-ups, etc. You can always wishlist it on Steam, and I've started a Discord channel for your suggestions, and to help you find other players to play with. That link will be below. I also invite you to remix the background music, and I may include it in the game later on. That link will also be below. Now this devlog actually took longer to make than the game did, so definitely hit subscribe below if you want to see more of these. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this first devlog, and let me know in the comments below what I should add next. Thanks.